Gaffer, starting off, how have preparations been ahead of tomorrow's match?
Yeah, they've been good. We've done a few things this week. A few things have been through in the bin. But yeah, listen, in terms of the training, it's been lively. Boys have took on board what we've been asking for. But yeah, like I said, there's been a few things that have been chucked in the bin for sure.
And looking back at last week's game, what have been some of the main takeaways for you following that one?
Well, I think certainly second half we had a different energy to ourselves, a couple of changes and we started to get an impetus in the game. I think first half was, like I said previously, was pretty even, but I certainly think when I made a few subs start the second half, the game certainly went in our favour. We had Queen's Park pinned in, and then obviously at the end of the game got a bit stretched. They got a few breakaways ourselves, probably should score one of them, but I think in the main the draw was probably a fair result. But yeah, certainly we have to be doing more in the final third. I don't think we're having enough shots, I don't think we're having enough crosses, and certainly we aren't testing the opposition goalkeeper enough for my liking. So yeah, like I say, a lot to like about last week in terms of on the ball, off the ball, but like I say, final third is where it matters, and we have to be more of a threat in and around the box.
And it's Arbroath tomorrow, always a tough way to Gayfield, but what are your expectations ahead of this one?
Yeah, well, first and foremost, I think I have to give a lot of credit to David and Colin. I think they've done a terrific job since they've taken over at Arbroath. You can already see this season, they've started really well in the league. It's not fazed them coming up from League One. They've got three victories under their belt already. And the game tomorrow will be a difficult one for us in terms of their last result, at home, losing 5-0 to Dunfermline. They'll be hurting from that and they'll be looking for a quick reaction, so we have to be wary of that. But yeah, like I say, I think any time you go to Gayfield, you're going to be in a game, and I think we have to stand up to that first and foremost. We have to roll the sleeves up. We know it'll be a difficult game, they're very experienced. They've got a lot of good players, a lot of experienced players, and we have to be ready for that challenge. But I certainly expect us to go there with the mindset and the mentality of we want to go there and win the game.
And I know a lot has changed since our last time at Gayfield, but can you take too much from a recent record up there?
No, listen, I think new manager, different players, different tactics, so they're always difficult games. Dick and Pink had a great 7-8 years up there, but a lot's changed since then. David and Colin have got their own ideas on how they see the game and how they want to play the game, so we have to be ready for that challenge. They're very open, they're very expansive. They've got, like I say, they've got exciting players in their team as well as very experienced players, and they play a kind of similar system to ourselves. So yeah, but listen, we're ready for that, we've analysed them and we're ready to go.
In the first 6 games of the season, defensively we've been quite solid. I think it's the third best defence in the league at the moment. How pleased are you with that, especially with some of the changes that have happened in the defence over the summer? Yeah,
I'm really proud of the group, the defensive group. This is a very competitive squad we've got at the back. We've got good players, real competition for places, and one or two have done really well. There's one or two, like I say, normal in football, unhappy that they're not getting game time, but like I keep saying, we just have to wait their turn and bide their time for when our opportunity comes along. But in the main, I think Jimmy and the back four have done really, really well. We've added Aaron Comrie to that, Cammy Ballantyne's in there, Zach Delaney from last season brought in Jacko, brought in Chris Moore, brought in Jimmy Storer. So again, like you're saying, Gareth, it's took time for them to gel, but I think they've gelled really well and really quickly. A lot of clean sheets in there and some really positive performances. So yeah, on that regard, I think they've done really well as a unit. You
mentioned in there the competition for places. I know we spoke after the Queen's Park game about Cammy McPherson coming in and the real quality that he'll bring, but how crucial has the squad depth been already at this stage of the season?
Yeah, it's been paramount. It's like I say, I think I'm very fortunate this season, and credit to the club, the board, the chairman, Brian Bonner, for allowing us to go and make the squad a lot better in terms of depth this season. It's probably the biggest squad I've worked with in my time at the club. So again, I'm very grateful for that. And it's up to us now to put that to work and get the best 11 that we can every week on the pitch to win these games of football.
And there's still a bit of time left in the loan window. Is that something you're looking to explore?
Listen, Gareth, I've said it in my time here, if there's something out there that I think will make us better, then I'll always explore it for the benefit of the football club. So like you said, there is, I think, another 8 10 days left of the window. If something pops up that they think will make us better and help us move us forward, then I'll certainly look at it.
And just finally, how is the team shaping up for tomorrow?
Yeah, the team's pretty strong. We'll have a full squad to choose from. Obviously, Nathan probably going to miss out, I think. With his injury he picked up last week, I don't think it's too long. He should be available for next week, but it's just precautionary with him. Ali Crawford comes back into the fold. Keane Taylor's not far away either. He should be available for next week. And the only one after that will probably be Michael Halloran, who's still struggling with his back issue. But again, it gives us real competition to make the squad. So again, it's good to have, because then everybody knows they have to be at it to make sure first and foremost they're in the 20-man squad going into the next game.